like solar flares out there, and that's why some people are drained. I believe it's a lot more than just solar flares. Let me take this laptop thing and put it right here. I truly do believe it's so much more than what we're being told. Let me flip it around. You can see it right here. The massive solar storm could wipe out the internet, phones, and power grids tomorrow as a rare severe warning is issued. The warning has been put in force in effect by the Space Weather Prediction Center. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's due to arrive on Earth tomorrow. Storm risks causing major disruption to internet, phone signals, and power grids. Do you think that this could quite possibly happen, or are they just hyper speculating that something like that could do? You think they're trying to get the people wound up? Hey, Frank, honey. Hold on, you all. Hold on. Look up there at the ceiling for a moment. It's okay. We're going to look at it, you all. You feeling drained? We're feeling drained. There's a reason we're feeling drained. Hello. Let me read this. It's, you know, you can see the illustrations that they've got. I want to see what this says. The graphic visualization, NASA's solar dynamics, solar flares. The warning has been put in effect by the Space Weather Prediction Center. It comes after coronal mass ejection, CME, erupted from the sun yesterday evening. And the authority says it will likely lead to immediate geomagnetic disturbances. Hello. Hello, you are you just tuning in? I'm just now getting on here. I thought I am not going to go to sleep. Even though I can feel my body being drained, I got a metal over my head, so that's great. There is a lot of talk about it, and someone mentioned something in it about today about the solar storms back to back, the M8 or 1.8. I know if we got 3 X flares in a row, that would cause a Carrington event. I used to look at this stuff years and years ago. In the unlikely event it would happen, but who knows what's going to happen. And then we have the talk of China. We have a talk of China and the possible imminent invasion of Taiwan. Well, wouldn't that be kind of interesting with all of this going on? The authority says it will likely lead to immediate geomagnetic disturbances. A statement says confidence in Earth arrival component to the CME is good. So they know when it's going to be coming. You've been watching it, Flower Child? Yes. You've been watching them. The timing and the intensity are the most uncertain. These watches represent a potential based on our best analysis. I wonder if they got AI analyzing what is going to happen. I bet AI has a pretty good idea of what's going to happen with this right here. Yeah. We will not know the true nature of these CMEs, the geomagnetic storm potential, until they arrive at our solar wind observatories located 1 million miles from Earth. 1 million miles from Earth is a long, long time. It is a long, long time. It's a long, long way. It's a long, long way. I'm still kind of tired. Upon arrival at those spacecrafts, we will know the magnetic strength and orientation that are very important to what levels and duration of a geomagnetic storm conditions are expected to occur. Always visit, you know, this right here, if you've seen it like this. Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think we're going to have a Carrington-like event? Look at this right here. You're going to be seeing auroras. Look at this, northern lights. Severe geomagnetic storm could spark northern lights as far as south as Alabama and northern California tonight. NOAA issues a geomagnetic storm watch. You can new the line map for the northern lights. A G3, G4, they're saying, it's a color storm, June the, what? A color storm, June the 5th. Just think about that. All of this on top of the moon, the new moon's energy, because that new moon energy, that new moon is either the May the 26th, 27th, and if it lasts for 10 days afterward, oh, could you imagine the energy that is really going to come together? That's a lot of energy. Multiply the spots erupted. You know what would be interesting is to get on that big computer or the small computer and check out the SDO AIA or stereo UV, stereo ahead UV AIA or something, 171, to see if there were black cubes or black ships coming out of the coronal holes, because they do come out. And if they're coming out in mass, well, they haven't stopped coming out. Let me just say that right there. 3 days of darkness with the northern lights. You know what's really interesting? Someone said, Gina, have you heard of the 3 days of darkness? They said it on the Facebook. I said, yes, I've been hearing of the 3 days of darkness since 2018. And there's been, throughout the whole, every single year, there's at least 3 predictions that are made by various mouthpieces, and I don't even know who they are, that we're going to have the 3 days of darkness. And I would keep track of it. And when that day got here, I'd say, well, we didn't have the 3 days of darkness. This has been going on. People have been prophesying and predicting 3 days of darkness for years, for years. Am I saying that it won't happen? No, but I'm just saying I've heard it. And the days have came, the predicted days came, and the predicted days left with nothing. But who knows? Who knows? We can, we're going to find out, you all. Long duration M81. Oh, M81. I thought M1.8 produces a strong directed, Earth-directed CME. Active regions, the watchers. Aurora alert. Look at that right there, you all. Look at, see, Joe, you're going to be from Alabama to Northern California. Hey, Applebrooks, honey. The rare summer auras possible as G4 solar storms hit June the 1st through the 2nd of the Northern Lights. Oh, may be visible nationwide? Nationwide? Wow. The major solar eruption is expected to hit Earth late Sunday into Monday. Wow. Large scale eruption, 7 hour, 17, there's the number 17. We may see something with this, something very, very significant may truly, truly, truly occur, something massive being unleashed. And I would not be surprised if there are forces out there that may take advantage of the energy that's coming to Earth. I really wouldn't be surprised. Just think if we have that and there's a blackout or something, communications are down. Could you imagine China using that to do its invasion of Taiwan? You know that the militaries around the world, they've got their CME battle-hardened things up to date. They do, so that their communications won't be knocked out. They're battle-hardened. Wow. And just think, if there was an invasion, we wouldn't hear about it, especially if the grid was down, the news were out, the communications were down, the internet was down, the phones were down. We wouldn't hear nothing about it until the things came back up. You need to stock up with plenty of food and water and have your bug out bag ready, you all. You do. This ain't no joke. These CMEs, they're becoming more and more. They are. More and more. Let me look at this past 24 hours. Let me look at the past week, what they've been warning. I just wanted to see the news and the solar cycles. Severe, severe, severe. M34, AR 4100 issued. Look, see, Newsweek. Severe geomagnetic storm watch issued for June may threaten the infrastructure. It may. There's a possibility that it could threaten the infrastructure. May does not mean, oh, it's definitely going to do it. May means that it could. It could. You know, if you look at that right there, I mean, look at those colors. If you start seeing them, you know, if our magnetic field is, takes so much hits to it, and a great big massive weak spot in it happens, you know, that some kind of craft, some type of species, something could enter it, some type of black hole or something, I believe could get through the openings like that. Because NASA has, what, 3 satellites that orbit the Earth that look for weaknesses in Earth's magnetic field. And when they find the weaknesses, we've done a video on this before on this channel. When they find the weaknesses, one of the satellites, they alert the other two satellites and they come because they want to find out what's on the other side. They do. Let's look. Oh, I have to use this right here, you all. Let me look at these satellites. Satellites, look for Earth's magnetic field. I'm a magnetic field. I gotta see it. Magnetic. This is really strange using my tablet. Magnetic field weakness. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Three of them, if I can find them. 3 satellites. Let me see it, satellites. I'm gonna see if I can find anything. I don't know how. Oh, it's the Swarm mission, okay. The Swarm mission is a constellation of 3 satellites. It's specifically designed to study Earth's geomagnetic field, including its weaknesses and its changes. Swarm monitors the field to understand its dynamics, to monitor its weakening trends, and potentially detect any changes related to an impending reversal. Oh my gosh. According to various sources, here's a more detailed look at Swarm mission and its role. It was launched in 2013 to study Earth's geomagnetic field, and we've done this on this channel. There's a very important video on this channel. All you would have to look up is like satellite or something like that. In the live streams, it was not no upload. It was a live stream. Earth's magnetic field, orbit monitoring. Oh, the South Atlantic anomaly. The mission is particularly focused on the South Atlantic anomaly, a region where the magnetic field is weaker. The weakening magnetic field can have various impacts, including on satellites, on Earth's upper atmosphere. Oh, track slowly splitting a dent. Are they worried about the magnetic field? They're concerned about it. Did they say it could flip? A reversal of an impending reversal. Aren't there people saying that we could have, I'm getting hot, have a pole flip reversal? Could you imagine that? You better get yourself ready. A pole flip. Something's coming. Something big is coming. Very, very big. If you're just tuning in, we want to look at the satellites. They're tracking it. Let's see some images of these. You can see them. There they are right there. This is just a visual of the swarm probes. See the Earth's magnetic field. They're looking for weaknesses in it. Because it could indicate a reversal also. Look at that. They alert the other satellites and they study it. Is anyone calling for a reversal? I'm not going to go and look at that. Earth's magnetic pole has something. And remember that we saw how the iron ore, iron inside the Earth had stopped spinning, the core of the Earth or something like that. This is a big mess. It looks like an octopus. The magnetic field disappeared. Oh, when did it do that? In 29, what if it disappeared? It would be great, but it wouldn't be like a disaster movie if Earth's magnetic field disappeared. A larger number of charged, oh wow, would bombard the planet. I don't want to get bombarded by charged particles, putting power grids and satellites on the frizz and increasing human exposure to higher levels of cancer-causing ultraviolet radiation. A missing magnetic field would have consequences that would be problematic, but not necessarily apocalyptic in the short term. It's been weakening. I wonder if you remember that catastrophic mutating event that was going to strike the Earth in 2 years. That was back in February of 2023. That's what was issued at the World Economic Forum by one of the mouthpieces there. And if the grid were to go down and stay down for a few months or so, something else would be brought back up in its stance. Once it came back up, it would be totally different, and we would be under a totally different control on Earth. AI would be under control. I really do believe it would. The weakening magnetic field. Eventually, the inner core will probably grow large enough that the convection in the outer core is no longer efficient, and the magnetic field will fall. Oh, wow. A field-free Earth. If you have a magnetic field-free Earth, anything could come to Earth. Anything. There's no shield. It's like on these ships. When they have their shields up to protect them against whatever's coming at them, but when their shields are down, they're vulnerable. Anything can come and hit them and get in. I really hope the magnetic field doesn't get knocked down, because something massive would come through, like that invisible, the invisible monster that is ripping and tearing its way through space. That's that black hole, a monstrous black hole that they spoke of, ripping and tearing its way through space with a trail of stars around 200,000 miles long, because it got kicked out of its host galaxy because it had a little tussle with the other two giants in its galaxy, and it was headed straight toward Earth. They could see it. The scientists can see that massive blackened hole ripping and tearing its way through space, pinpointing to Earth. So listen to that. If it comes down, that thing can literally come. That would be apocalyptic. Yeah. You're just tuning in. Hello. The firmament will protect us. Okay, the firmament let's see this. The firmament. Wait, I have to clear this off. Firmament. Let me look. The biblical firmament is a term used to describe the sky expanse above the heavens, not a physical magnetic shield. The waters above, the waters below. Scientific, while the biblical firmament is a metaphorical concept, modern science has a different understanding. Earth's magnetic field plays a crucial role in shielding the planet from harmful things. So the firmament could also be Earth's magnetic shield, because it does protect us. We have a plasma shield around the Earth too. Is the firmament or the dome that covers the Earth actually? The firmament is either the heavens. The firmament is either the heavens and the whole solid, impenetrable. They discover an impenetrable barrier. It's 11,500 kilometers above our planet, called killer electrons. What? That blocks our planet from killer electrons. Okay. Star Trek Invisible Shield found thousands of miles. Earth's magnetic field, the Van Allen radiation belts swell and shrink. Okay, crystalline canopy. We got a crystalline canopy. Yeah, this is good. We got geomagnetic storms coming. And they said it may break out, may mess with the communications, phone lines, internet, power grid systems. They don't know the full effect of it until it reaches their satellites, which is 1 million miles away from Earth. They got to wait till the solar winds come to those satellites up there that measures, and then they'll know what kind of storm they're dealing with. But it's due to impact the Earth tomorrow. You won't get very much warning if it's really, really bad. Wasn't there something? Nothing. Yeah, it's a matter of time. You're leaving, you know much about this? Van Allen, that's right, the Van Allen belts. Yeah, it's, let's get back to this. I've already made myself tired thinking about it. I feel tired. Does anybody else feel tired? We could have a pole flip. They've been calling for a pole flip a long, long time. Let me look at the images. Yeah, look at that. They know that's why they are underground. I really do believe that there are a lot of people underground in those shelters, and I believe that a lot of what we see on TV, AI is controlling it, and it's artificial intelligence, but we just don't realize it because everything looks so real. Now, if they were going to have a catastrophic mutating event that was going to strike the Earth in 2 years, that 2 years is now. And AI could be in control of Earth right now, showing us everything that we see on the internet and stuff, and showing the main characters that are playing a role all around the world. And the real people could be underground in their bunkers. They really could be. We'd never know. We'd never know. We wouldn't. Doesn't it look like a monstrous black hole right there? Okay. And we're in solar maximum. Are we in solar maximum? I believe we are. Yeah, exhausted. Fifth element, prepping for incoming God code energy. I feel exhausted too. And I think, well, if I have caffeine, I'll feel a lot better. It's not giving me the energy that I want. And if I lay down to take a nap, I'm afraid I'm going to go into a great big, deep sleep. And yeah, I don't want to go into a deep sleep. Let me look at this, you all. We got, why would they say that? A giant senior citizen sunspot on third trip around the sun could break a century-old record. Severe solar storm can cause technology disruptions, bring northern lights farther south. They could leave parts of the Earth in the dark. NASA issues emergency alert. Let's read that. 4 days ago. Okay, here's the Carrington event of 1859. It was the most intense geomagnetic storm, and could it happen again? See, why are they talking about this before they even know that those solar storms were coming? Before they knew the solar storms were coming toward the Earth, they bring up this thing in Discover magazine. 1859 Carrington event was the most intense geomagnetic storm, and it could it happen again? Why are you doing that? Because those flares did not even come out of the sun yet, and they're writing that article about that. Well, let's see. Because 6 days ago, NASA spots 2 large solar flares and explains the dangers. The most extreme storm hit Earth 14,350 years ago. This would be a Carrington event. That would leave, what did I say? That could leave parts of the Earth in the dark. Now, there could be your 3 days of darkness right there. Yeah. Let's look at the Times of India. I like the articles that they write. They're very kind of sensationalism. They are kind of sci-fi. A series of powerful X-solar flares, the most intense category, triggered warnings about Earth's vulnerability to potentially devastating space weather events. AR 4087. Look at that. The sequence with this is May the 13th of 2024. You had an X12, X2.7. Oh, wow. So solar storm. Oh, did you know that? I didn't know they had a solar storm drill conducted to test the emergency plans amid rising threat. Did you know that? They did that in Colorado. Oh, did we hear about that? I don't think we heard about that. Did we hear about that? And that was in May of 2024. If they were planning that back in May, they did that back in May of 2024, and they knew they had 1 year to prepare. Now look at this. The objective of the drill was to provoke an open, no-fault discussion among the agencies on the operational logistical issues of coping with a major solar storm, and the exercise modeled events in January of 2028. covering different levels of geomagnetic storms, which are induced by coronal mass injections, enormous eruptions of solar plasma, and magnetic fields in space. They're preparing for something coming. They are most definitely preparing. The super solar storm, look at that, causes big blackouts during the drill. Oh, wow. A gigantic CME that, in theory, caused a nationwide blackout of the internet, knocked out sections of the U.S. electric grid, and left large areas of the eastern seaboard in extended blackouts. Hypothetical incident also disabled critical infrastructure, such as railways, pipelines, power grids, resulting in a nationwide breakdown in transportation, as well as surging fuel prices. The consequences of such an incident would have a monumental economic, social, and security implication. Alongside the ground impact, the drill visualized 2 Orion spacecraft astronauts traveling to the moon, as another crew for the Artemis mission had previously landed on the surface of the moon, contributing to the response coordination and the complexity. So could you imagine that? The solar storm drill. So they had a tabletop drill, revealed critical gaps in understanding, coordination, and response procedures. One of the fundamental issues revealed was the challenge of interpreting or reacting to a coronal mass injection, which gives a paltry 30-minute window, wow, of warning before hitting. You only get a 30-minute warning. Was there a movie where you were only given like a 30-minute warning of a big asteroid coming toward Earth? Well, they only get a 30-minute warning with their tabletop exercise, so you ain't going to get no warning. You're not going to get much warning. This is your warning when it does happen. An extremely brief lead time in which to mobilize, I got to sneeze. Bless me. To mobilize defense or reduced impacts. The Space Weather Operation Research and Mitigation, the SWARM task force reported highlighted that space weather is a complex subject and its potential impacts are not well understood by NOAA or NASA. Thank you. In addition, the organizations were challenged to convert scientific information into actionable measures. There was a significant shortfall in special skills, wow, to determine the operational effects of space weather phenomena. And participants recognized training and public communication gaps. So we need to know, this is a very important video if you're watching for the unlikely event of a Carrington event that would leave parts of the United States, parts of the world in blackout and disrupt communications and critical infrastructure. You'd only get a 30-minute warning before these came. Following the simulation, look at this, the SWARM, it was called SWARM. Following key issues, recommendations to boost solar storm preparedness. Follow the simulation. SWARM made swift recommendations designed to strengthen the country's space weather resilience, investment in enhanced monitoring technology, remember how when they were talking about the storms that were the weather storms that were happening in like Kentucky and stuff, they said that you would not have any early detection warning because NOAA or the weather radio thing was down. It was down because they were doing their updates. Increase interagency cooperation, improving the coordination among federal entities, international partners, and private sector. Public awareness on education, educating policymakers and broader public about solar storm threats and the value of preparation. Formal protocols and exercises, setting effective contingency plans into place and holding frequent simulation exercises similar to those for natural disasters or cyber attacks. You can see this really did happen. They had a drill. NASA, they just issued that, and now they talked about the solar storm drill that was conducted on May the 8th of 2024. Yeah, that right there, 2024. I mean, it's like, something's coming. Something's always coming. The Carrington event. Could it happen again? Oh, I think it could happen again. It, look at that coming out of the sun. I got mice in my house, and I have a little girl named Rosie who likes to chase down the mice. So yes, do you have mice in your house? Yes, and I have a cat chaser, a mouse chaser named Rosie. Look, the event disrupted global telegraph systems, and you caused auroras. Okay, let's read this. It caused auroras visible near the. What? No! Don't you be sticking stuff like that on me. No, see, this thing they're playing. It caused disruptions caused auroras visible near the equator. If a solar event of this magnitude happened today, it would damage the satellites, power grids, and communication networks. The solar event was named after Richard Carrington, and it remains the most intense geomagnetic storm ever recorded. Oh, okay, I got it. So we have a geomagnetic storm, and it knocks out our power grids because our power grids are really ancient, more or less. They're so old. So that would give an even greater push to build more power grids. And when they do so, that will be right outside the data centers because we don't got enough electricity. They'd have to build the power grids back up. Wow. What if it happened? It was billions of tons of magnetized plasma is what happened with the Carrington event. Magnetized plasma particles, radiation toward Earth. And when colliding with our planet's magnetic field, these plasma clouds sparked a geomagnetic storm. At the time of Carrington event, most people would not even had any major disruption to their life. The event sparked electrical currents that shocked some operators and caused fires in some offices. But today, it could damage satellites, power grids, and communication networks. It basically would be what our whole life is now. Wait. The effects of electromagnetic systems, and that's basically what our whole life is now, as opposed to then. It would do a lot. Look at that. Could it happen today? I believe it could. Look at that going like that. 11-year solar cycle. The rings of ice, 77, 75, 2400. What would it do today? There are rare events. The question is how rare. You can see it. Other storms. Okay, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. It's making me drained. Draining me of my energy talking about it. Whatever this energy is, if you're feeling drained with what's already happening, and the sky is white, wonder if they're using the white of the sky to block some of the harmful particles that are coming already. You think so? I don't know. Tell you what, it'll drain you. Yeah. Jobs would cease everywhere. They most definitely would cease. Y'all, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. You may have been having a lot of energy, but today you may be thinking, oh, my energy's a little bit down. It is good to prepare. It is. You see they did a tabletop exercise on May the 8th of 2024 in the unlikely event of a major Carrington event occurring that put major parts of the United States in the dark. Oh, my gosh. Major parts in the dark. I mean, you could go really deep with this. You could think about everything that has happened thus far at the beginning of this year, all the total transformation that has occurred. And then if an event like this happens, oh, you can put the pieces of the puzzle together. You can. It would be a great transformation. It would. Yeah. Too bad we can't bring somebody on here live stream, but that's okay. It's right. How long will it take? I didn't hear this. How long? Oh, then we don't want the universe to disappear, but there is a NASA issues and emergency alert. Solar storms could leave parts of the earth in the dark. Now, when's the last time they've issued an emergency alert? I don't know. I really don't know. That's why we got the comment section on here that you can comment with one another. Geomagnetic storm watch. Powerful Mother's Day geomagnetic storm created radio disrupting bubbles. Oh, wow. Disrupting bubbles in Earth's upper atmosphere? I never heard of a disrupting bubbles. It would be nice to have you a NOAA radio. Well, it ain't going to do you no good if the satellites get knocked out, to having a NOAA radio, a weather all systems alert radio. It's headed toward Earth. Solar storm headed toward Earth. Mobile networks may be disrupted. Tomorrow, prehistoric solar storm was so strong that it would fry modern tech today. It's a long duration M81 solar flare. Long, so it means it's gonna come streaming in. It's gonna take a long time to get through. A long one. It lasted a long time. Strong Earth detected CME on June the 1st. That's tomorrow. It is. June the 1st, a radiation surge from the sun cripples radios and spark emergency drills in the United States 1 day ago. Wow. Do you think that this is all a just something to catch our attention while things are going on behind the scenes? The skies have been white for quite a while. For at least 2 weeks, the skies have been white. And the energy out there, it's been strange. And the weather's been strange, too. There's been strange weather happening. You see the skies have been like overcast. Rosie, honey, where are you at? Are you out here somewhere, Rosie? Oh, look at my baby. Oh, she's a baby. Do you feel right, Rosie, honey? You're a little girl. You've been out here. You are so tired, honey. You know you're so tired. We put that there for you, Rosie, honey, so you could sit in the chair and you could watch those birds, honey. You've been so tired. She don't like it in the sun, you all. She used to bask in the sun, but she is so exhausted. She's such a sweetheart. I love that little baby. I do. She's a little girl. You can do it, Rosie, honey. You sit right there. You go on. You don't have to get up, honey. You can be a baby. Yeah, here's her little girl. Look at that little girl. That's my Rosie. Hey, Rosie, honey. How you doing, honey? You want to go in the house? You can. You look really sleepy. What you gonna do? She just wants me to pat her. Oh, she's gonna roll around. Okay, you can lay there, Rosie. You take it easy. You've had you gotta clean yourself. You've had a rough day, Rosie. You've been a baby. Yeah, so she likes to sit outside. You can do it, Rosie, honey. You can do it. Jenny, you're talking about the same. I'm talking about my baby. My baby Rosie. She's been really tired and laying around like a lot of other people's animals. Would I take this seriously? Yeah, I would take it very serious. Especially since they had like a tabletop exercise on May the 8th of 2024. Wow. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to go. Your Lola does not want to go outside, Auntie. Wow. We got glitches. We got a lot of stuff happening. Make sure you got some water and stuff. Your communications go down. You ain't going to be picking up this cell phone and seeing me on here. You won't. And I wonder if you have like electronics in your car. You fry your electronics. You could if it was really powerful enough. Well, that would be like a EMP, not a CME. Yeah. I'm going to go, but we got to be alert. We really do. And we got to get prepared because there's no telling what's going to happen. How many warnings do we need? You may say, well, that's like crying wolf. Well, then you know the story. Something actually did happen with the little boy who cried wolf. It did. But it was too late. So there is a solar storm headed toward Earth. with that being said, you all, I'm going to go. Thank you, moderators. Thank you all for your comments. I know there's a lot of comments on here. There's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge. That little baby. You can do it, Rosie, honey. You're okay. She's okay, you all. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. We've got a nice breeze blowing through here. Really nice breeze. Rosie, honey, you going back out? I can hold you. Come here. Let me hold you. Yeah. Thank you, Apple Brooks, Al Honey, Frank Honey, Dennis, anybody else who's on here. Thank you all. Love you.